Welcome to lesson 4.2, use linear equations in slope-intercept form. So what we need to do now is we have word problems, or maybe it's just an explanation, but we need to be able to find what is the linear equation and put it into slope-intercept form. So for this first problem, it gives us a point and a slope. And so that needs to be enough information for us to get it into slope-intercept form. So the nice thing is with the slope, we can plug that into our y equals mx plus b equation already. So we'll have a y equals negative 4x plus b. Now we don't know what the b is. We don't know what that y-intercept is this time, but it gives us a point, an x and a y coordinate. Well, what we can do with that is we can take the x coordinate and plug it into the x, and the y coordinate and plug that into the y. And if we go down that route, we can then have an equation of 3 equals negative 4 times negative 1 plus b. Well, negative 4 times negative 1 is a positive 4 plus b equals 3. We can then subtract 4 from both sides, and we're left with a b equals negative 1. Now we have our slope and we have our y-intercept. That's enough for us to write our equation. So it's y equals negative 4x plus negative 1. And that would be our answer. Let's try another one, but this time it's not going to give us a slope. So this time we need to write an equation of a line that passes through negative 2, 5 and 2, negative 1. Well, the nice thing with this is we can still figure out what the slope is. So let's just use our slope equation of y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So our y2 is a negative 1 minus 5 over 2 minus negative 2. Well, 1 minus 5 is going to give us a negative 6, and 2 minus negative is the same as a plus positive over 4. So we're going to come out with a negative 6 over 4, which could reduce down to a negative 3 over 2. So now we have our slope. Just like last time, what we had was slope and a point. Now we have slope, and we can choose either point to help us solve it. So let me start out just putting this into y equals negative 3 halves x plus b. And now we need to go and put in those points. So let's just do that first one. So the negative 2 and 5. So our x is negative 2. And then our y is going to be 5. Well, negative 3 halves times negative 2, that's going to come out to be a positive 3. Now we can subtract that 3 from both sides, and it'll come out with a 2 equals b. So, since we now have our slope, we have our y-intercept, we can now write our equation. So y equals negative 3 halves x plus 2. And that's all the more there is to that section. Now let's go ahead and look for the same type of problem, but this time it's in function notation. So remember, what I would do with these is I just convert these right away to put these in x and y coordinates. So the x goes on the inside of your parentheses in function notation. So this is the point 4, 9, and negative 4, negative 7. Now we can go ahead and we can start out finding the slope. So y2 would be a negative 7 minus y1, which is 9, over x2, which is negative 4, minus 4. Well, negative 7 minus 9 gets us up to a negative 16. Negative 4 minus 4 gets us to a negative 8. And that fraction can reduce down to a positive 2. Now we have our slope, so we can write our equation of y equals 2x plus b. And now I want to plug in values for our x and our y. So let's go and, I like positive numbers better, so let's just use that 0.49. So 2 times 4 plus b equals 9. Well, we know 2 times 4 is 8, plus b equals 9. You can subtract 8 from both sides, or you might just think, oh, 8 plus what gets us to 9? 8 plus 1 gets us to 9. So now we can have our final equation of y equals 2x plus 1. Let's go and try one word problem, and then I'll cut you loose to work on your homework. Oh, sorry, 2 word problems, and then I'll cut you loose to work on your homework. So your gym membership costs you $33 each month after an initial membership fee. You paid a total of $228 after 6 months. Write an equation that gives the total cost as a function of the length of your gym membership, and then find the cost of it for after 9 months. So when we are talking about cost and repeated payments that are always that same amount, that's the same thing as a slope, because a slope is just how much does it change on a consistent basis from one x value to the next. In this case, the amount that we're paying changes by $33 from 1 month to the next. So we know our slope, and we can then start writing our equation. So y equals 33x plus b. Now we have another point, because we know that when our time is 6 months, our total cost was $228. So we can actually go and plug those numbers in for our x and our y in order to solve this. Well, our x was 6, because it was 6 months later, so 6 times we paid those $33, and our total cost was $228. Well, now we can go ahead and solve this. So 33 times 6 comes out to be, actually I don't know that off the top of my head, so let's do this quick. 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1. 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1. So it's going to be 198 plus some amount equals 228. Now we can subtract that 198 from both sides. And our B is going to come out to a total of $30. So our startup fee was $30. So that's enough now where we can write an actual equation that will tell us how much this will cost after however many months we want. So the cost, y, is equal to $33 times the number of months, x, plus your startup fee of $30. Now we need to find out what the cost is after 9 months. So that just means we're replacing our x with that 9, because that's how many months later. So 33 times 9 plus 30 comes out to be a total cost of $327 for 9 months of a gym membership. Let's try one more example. So in bicycle motocross, also known as BMX racing, racers purchase a 1-year membership to a track. They pay an entry fee for each race at that track. One racer paid a total of $125 after 5 races, and a second racer paid a total of $170 after 8 races. How much does the track membership cost, and what's the entry fee for each race? Well, the first thing that I'm going to notice is it's giving us multiple points of information. So after 5 races, so 5 times that we pay this entry fee for the race, we paid a total of $125. Well, then after 8 times that we pay this entry fee, we pay a total of $170. So we actually have 2 points, and that's enough for us to figure out the equation of our line. So again, the first thing I'm going to end up doing here is using our slope formula to figure out what is the slope. So our y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Well, 170 minus 125, that's going to be 45. And 8 minus 5 is 3. 45 divided by 3, that comes out to a total cost of $15 per race. So now we have our slope. So we can just say y equals 15x plus b. And we can use either of these points to help us figure it out. I think I'm going to go with the second point because I just keep using the first point most of the time. So I'll plug in our 2 numbers, and we'll have 170 equals 15 times 8 plus b. Well, 15 times 8, that's $120, plus B. That equals 170. Now we can subtract that 120 from both sides. We're going to come out with the cost for the track membership is $50. So how much does it cost per race? Because it wanted to know that. That was 15. How much was the track membership? That was 50. We don't even need to write a final equation. It just wanted to know those two pieces of information. So now we're done. So that's it for this lesson. So if you have any questions, as always, let me know. And otherwise, good luck.